The wind howled outside as I sat in the dimly lit study, trying to focus on my work. The flickering candle cast eerie shadows on the walls, adding an unsettling ambiance to the room. Little did I know that these ominous surroundings were just the beginning of a series of chilling events that would turn my world upside down. It started innocently enough, a strange noise coming from the attic. At first I dismissed it as the creaking of old floorboards, but it persisted, growing louder and more distinct with each passing night. The sound resembled a soft whisper, almost like someone desperately trying to communicate. I found myself inexplicably drawn to the attic, my curiosity overpowering any sense of rationality. One moonless night, unable to resist any longer, I ventured into the darkness of the attic, a single flickering lantern clutched tightly in my trembling hand. The wooden stairs groaned beneath my weight as I ascended, and an icy draft whispered through the narrow corridor. The air was thick with a sense of foreboding, and my heart pounded in my chest. As I reached the top of the stairs, the whispering grew louder, echoing through the empty space. Shadows danced menacingly on the walls, playing tricks on my senses. Suddenly the lantern sputtered, casting the attic into darkness. Panic gripped me, and I fumbled for a match, desperate to relight the flame. The silence was deafening, broken only by the sound of my ragged breath. Finally, the match sparked to life, and the flame illuminated the attic once more. I froze in terror as my eyes landed on a peculiar object in the corner, a weathered journal, its pages yellowed with age. Trembling, I cautiously picked it up, feeling a jolt of anticipation mixed with fear. The pages were filled with incomprehensible symbols and sketches of unearthly beings. The writer's words were etched with desperation, recounting encounters with extraterrestrial forces, abductions, and a world hidden beneath the fabric of our reality. The words seemed to jump off the page, seeping into my very soul. Fear gnawed at my core, but a burning curiosity propelled me forward. I had to know more. I spent countless nights deciphering the cryptic symbols, piecing together a tapestry of horrors that made my blood run cold. The journal hinted at a grand conspiracy, a shadowy organization manipulating the lives of unsuspecting individuals for their own dark purposes. Sleep became elusive, haunted by vivid nightmares and whispered voices that echoed in my mind. Each day brought a new twist, a new encounter that defied explanation. Objects moved of their own accord. Shadows danced in corners where they shouldn't, and the feeling of being watched never waned. My once serene home had transformed into a labyrinth of terror, its walls suffocating me with their secrets. As my obsession deepened, my wife Sarah became increasingly concerned. She pleaded with me to let go of this unearthly pursuit, fearing for my sanity. But how could I turn away from the truth that had consumed me? The veil had been lifted, revealing a world far more terrifying than I had ever imagined. And so, I delved deeper, determined to uncover the mysteries that lurked in the shadows. Little did I know that my quest for knowledge would lead me down a path from which there would be no turning back. A path that would ultimately consume us both in darkness and despair. The first chapter of my nightmare had begun, and little did I know the horrors that awaited us. I had stepped into a web of malevolence, and the threads of the unknown were slowly closing in around me, tightening their grip with every passing moment. The whispered voices grew louder, and the sinister presence lurking within our home grew bolder. I had unknowingly invited them in, and now I would pay the price. The abduction that awaited us would defy all reason, shattering the boundaries of our reality and plunging us into a nightmare from which we might never escape. The night was heavy with an unsettling stillness as Sarah and I embarked on a long-awaited romantic getaway. The desolate cabin nestled deep within the dense forest promised solitude and respite from the chaos of our everyday lives. Little did we know that this escape would mark the beginning of a nightmarish journey into the unknown. As we settled into the cabin, a sense of unease lingered in the air. The walls seemed to whisper secrets, and the flickering fire cast dancing shadows on the worn wooden floor. The isolation amplified the smallest sounds, a branch snapping in the distance, the rustling of leaves in the wind. Each noise carried an air of uncertainty that gnawed at the edges of our consciousness. On the second night of our stay, as the moon hung high in the pitch-black sky, we ventured outside to gaze at the stars. The universe seemed vast and infinite, but little did we know that something far more profound awaited us in the darkness. Suddenly, A blinding light pierced through the canopy of trees, illuminating the night with an otherworldly radiance. Sarah gasped, her eyes fixed on the source of the light, an unidentified flying object hovering just above the treetops. It was unlike anything we had ever seen before, a metallic behemoth gliding effortlessly through the air. My heart pounded in my chest as a surge of adrenaline coursed through my veins. Fear mingled with awe as we stood frozen, unable to tear our eyes away from the surreal sight. The UFO emitted an eerie hum, resonating deep within our souls, and in that moment, we felt like mere pawns in a cosmic game. Before we could fully comprehend what was happening, a blinding beam of light shot from the craft, enveloping Sarah in its radiant grasp. I screamed her name, but my voice was drowned out by the pulsating energy that consumed her. The light intensified, blurring my vision and distorting reality. And then, as suddenly as it had appeared, the UFO vanished into the night, taking Sarah with it. I stood there, alone and trembling, desperately searching the sky for any sign of her. My mind raced, trying to make sense of the inexplicable. Was this some cruel trick of the mind? A hallucination brought on by the stress and fear that had consumed me? Or had Sarah truly been taken, abducted by beings from another world? Frantic, I stumbled back into the cabin, my thoughts a whirlwind of confusion and despair. I reached for the phone to call for help, but the line was dead, as if cut off from the outside world. Panic gripped me as I realized the extent of our isolation. The walls of the cabin seemed to close in around me, suffocating me with their suffocating silence. Days turned into nights, and I became a shell of my former self, haunted by Sarah's absence. Sleep eluded me, as nightmares of alien landscapes and sinister figures plagued my every waking moment. I scoured the internet for answers, desperate for any clue that would lead me to her. Rumors of alien abductions and unexplained disappearances whispered through online forums, painting a grim picture of a hidden world just beyond our grasp. The more I delved into these accounts, the more I realized that Sarah's vanishing act was not an isolated incident. Countless others had suffered the same fate, loved ones ripped away from their lives, leaving only questions and sorrow in their wake. As I continued my search for answers, a chilling realization settled over me. Sarah's disappearance was not random. It was part of something far greater, a grand experiment orchestrated by beings beyond our comprehension. They had chosen her, and by extension, they had chosen me as well. In the depths of my despair, a newfound determination took hold. I would find Sarah no matter the cost. I would uncover the truth behind her abduction and expose the sinister forces that lurked in the shadows. With each passing day, my resolve grew stronger, fueled by a desperate love and an unwavering need for answers. The vanishing act that had shattered our lives was just the beginning, a prelude to the horrors that awaited me. I would embark on a treacherous journey into the unknown, where the line between reality and nightmare blurred, and the forces that had taken my wife would be confronted. The days blurred together as I embarked on a relentless quest for answers. Determination fueled my every step, driving me to uncover the truth behind Sarah's abduction. I immersed myself in a labyrinth of conspiracy theories, government cover-ups, and eyewitness accounts, desperate to piece together the fragments of this sinister puzzle. My investigation led me to a clandestine group known as the Seekers, a small network of individuals who had experienced similar encounters with the unknown. They claimed to possess knowledge and insights that eluded the general public, offering a glimmer of hope in my search for the truth. Under the cover of night, I met with the enigmatic leader of the Seekers, a man whose face remained hidden in shadows, his voice a low, gravelly whisper. He spoke of ancient prophecies and hidden realms, painting a chilling picture of a world veiled from human perception. The Seekers believed that Sarah's abduction was part of a grand design, orchestrated by extraterrestrial forces with an inscrutable agenda. With each passing conversation, the leader of the Seekers unraveled cryptic clues and hinted at a convergence of events that would soon take place. He spoke of an imminent cosmic alignment, a moment when the boundaries between dimensions would blur, allowing the otherworldly beings to traverse our reality freely. The fate of humanity, it seemed, hung in the balance. Driven by an insatiable need for answers, I delved deeper into the Seekers' world. They shared accounts of close encounters, terrifying abductions, and unexplained phenomena that defied logic. Together, we mapped out the patterns, trying to discern a purpose behind the chaos. But with every revelation, the web of mystery grew ever more intricate, and the shadows that cloaked our understanding only deepened. As my knowledge expanded, so did the threat. It became evident that my pursuit had not gone unnoticed. The dark forces orchestrating these abductions were aware of my presence, and their gaze bore down upon me like a malevolent storm. Whispers of warning reached my ears, urging me to abandon my search and protect what little sanity I had left. But I could not turn away. I had come too far to surrender now. Desperate to find a clue that would lead me to Sarah, I sought out witnesses who had encountered the same beings that had taken her. Their stories were chilling, filled with accounts of invasive medical experiments, lost time, and altered memories. But amidst the terror, a pattern began to emerge. A hidden location. A hotspot for alien activity. It was a place whispered about in hushed tones. The old abandoned Rosendale Hospital. With trepidation gripping my heart, I ventured into the decaying halls of the hospital, its dilapidated walls oozing with a dark history. Every creak and gust of wind echoed through the empty corridors, heightening my sense of dread. The air itself seemed to vibrate with malevolence, as if the very essence of fear had taken on a tangible form. As I explored the labyrinthine maze of the hospital, I stumbled upon a hidden chamber, a clandestine laboratory where unspeakable experiments had once taken place. The room was littered with broken equipment and faded documents, remnants of a forgotten era of horror. It was here that the truth finally revealed itself in horrifying clarity. Within the faded documents, I uncovered a name that sent a chill down my spine. Dr. Alexander Ravenscroft. He was a brilliant but twisted scientist, once celebrated for his breakthroughs in human genetics. But his research had taken a dark turn, delving into forbidden realms, blending human and alien DNA in a macabre experiment to create a new breed of beings. As I connected the dots, the pieces of the puzzle fell into place. The abductions, the experiments, they were all part of a sinister plan to reshape humanity, orchestrated by Dr. Ravenscroft and his extraterrestrial allies. Sarah, unwittingly drawn into this twisted web, had become a pawn in their cosmic game. Armed with this newfound knowledge, I vowed to rescue Sarah and expose the truth. The path ahead was treacherous, fraught with danger at every turn. But I had come too far to turn back now. The final act of this nightmarish play was about to unfold, and I would face it head-on, no matter the cost. As the moon hung high in the sky, casting an eerie glow over the desolate landscape, I found myself standing at the precipice of the unknown. The abandoned Rosendale Hospital loomed before me, its dilapidated walls serving as a gateway to the horrors that lay within. The air was heavy with a sense of impending doom, and a cold gust of wind whispered through the empty corridors, sending shivers down my spine. I took a deep breath, steeling myself for the trials that awaited. With every step, the oppressive silence grew louder, drowning out the pounding of my heart. The hospital seemed frozen in time, a monument to forgotten nightmares. Each flickering light bulb cast unsettling shadows on the peeling wallpaper, revealing glimpses of a gruesome past. As I ventured deeper into the heart of darkness, a sensation of being watched washed over me. I couldn't shake the feeling that unseen eyes followed my every move. The walls seemed to whisper secrets, their voices distorted and chilling. I pressed on, driven by a mixture of determination and fear, my footsteps echoing through the desolate halls. Suddenly, a low hum reverberated through the air, growing in intensity with each passing moment. The corridor ahead illuminated with an otherworldly glow, casting long, distorted shadows on the walls. My heart skipped a beat as figures materialized in the flickering light, their silhouettes elongated and twisted. Alien beings stood before me, their forms grotesque and inhuman. Their skin glistened with an otherworldly luminescence, and their eyes, devoid of warmth or empathy, bore into my soul. Fear threatened to paralyze me, but I forced myself to stand firm, clinging to the desperate hope that Sarah was still alive. The aliens moved with an eerie grace, their movements fluid and unsettling. They spoke in a language that resonated deep within me, a dissonant symphony of clicks and hisses. Their words held an unmistakable threat, a chilling promise of suffering and despair. I strained to understand their intent, to decipher their cryptic messages, but their purpose remained shrouded in enigma. One of the beings stepped forward, extending a long, slender appendage toward me. Electricity crackled in the air, sending tendrils of blue light dancing across its skin. I knew that resisting was futile. The power they wielded was beyond comprehension. Reluctantly, I reached out, my hand trembling as it made contact with the alien's appendage. A surge of energy coursed through me, overwhelming my senses. Visions flashed before my eyes, images of twisted experiments, human-alien hybrids, and the depths of despair. It was a glimpse into the twisted mind of Dr. Ravenscroft, the orchestrator of this cosmic nightmare. I saw Sarah, her eyes filled with pain and confusion, trapped in a sinister laboratory. With renewed determination, I pulled away from the alien's grasp, my mind reeling from the onslaught of memories. The revelations only fueled my resolve to rescue Sarah and put an end to this unholy experiment. The aliens recoiled, their inhuman faces contorted in anger and frustration. They knew that I was a threat, that I possessed a knowledge that could dismantle their carefully constructed plans. As I turned to flee, the corridor erupted in chaos. The aliens unleashed their full fury, lashing out with unearthly strength and speed. My heart raced as I darted through the maze-like hallways, their pursuit dogged and relentless. Each turn brought me closer to Sarah, but also deeper into the clutches of the creatures that held her captive. Desperation fueled my every move as I navigated the treacherous maze. The hospital seemed to twist and shift around me, a labyrinth designed to disorient and confuse. But I refused to succumb to the darkness. Sarah's face flashed before my eyes, a beacon of hope in the midst of the horrors that surrounded me. Just as I thought all hope was lost, I stumbled upon a hidden chamber, a room filled with cryogenic pods, each housing a human form suspended in a state of suspended animation. My heart leaped as I recognized Sarah among them, her face frozen in a mask of despair. It was a sight that fueled my rage and fortified my determination to set her free. With a surge of adrenaline, I pried open the pod, shattering the icy prison that held her captive. Sarah gasped for air, her eyes wide with a mixture of disbelief and relief. We clung to each other, the weight of the horrors we had endured threatening to break us. But we had survived. We had defied the odds and escaped the clutches of the alien beings. Our journey was far from over, though. The aliens would not rest until they silenced the threat we posed. As we fled from the hospital, our bodies bruised and our spirits weary, we knew that the final battle awaited us. We would confront Dr. Ravenscroft and expose his twisted experiments to the world, no matter the cost. As Sarah and I fled from the abandoned hospital, our breaths labored and our bodies aching, a sense of foreboding settled over us. The weight of the horrors we had witnessed bore down upon our shoulders, threatening to crush our spirits. We knew that our escape was only temporary, that the true battle awaited us. We sought refuge in a secluded cabin nestled deep within the woods, hoping that its remote location would keep us hidden from our pursuers. But even as we barricaded ourselves inside, a chilling realization took hold. We were trapped. The cabin, once a sanctuary, had become a prison, its walls closing in around us with every passing moment. Night fell, casting the world outside into darkness, and our paranoia grew. Shadows danced on the walls, their flickering forms taking on grotesque shapes. Every creak and rustle of the wind seemed amplified, magnified by our heightened senses. The silence that enveloped the cabin was pregnant with an unspoken threat, suffocating us with its weight. As we huddled together, our hearts pounding in unison, the realization sank in that the aliens had us cornered. Their relentless pursuit had led us to this desperate refuge, where we were but sitting ducks awaiting their next move. Our only hope was to confront Dr. Ravenscroft and expose his unholy experiments to the world. But to do so, we would have to break free from this suffocating prison. Days turned into nights as we devised our plan. We scoured the cabin for any hidden passages or clues that would aid our escape, but the walls were unyielding, their secrets locked away. It seemed as though the very cabin conspired against us, holding us captive within its unforgiving embrace. As the hours ticked by, a sense of hopelessness settled over us. Doubt gnawed at the edges of our resolve, threatening to extinguish the flame of our determination. But then, in a moment of desperation, I stumbled upon a small trapdoor hidden beneath a worn rug. It was a glimmer of hope in the darkness, a potential path to freedom. With newfound determination, we pried open the trapdoor, revealing a narrow tunnel that led beneath the cabin. It was a treacherous path, a passage into the unknown, but we had no other choice. Side by side, we descended into the depths, our hearts pounding with a mixture of fear and anticipation. The tunnel was a labyrinth of darkness, the air thick with the scent of damp earth. Our footsteps echoed, resonating through the subterranean space like a somber dirge. The further we ventured, the more the tunnel seemed to twist and turn, disorienting our senses. But we pressed on, guided by an unwavering resolve to escape the clutches of our captors. Suddenly, a low rumble reverberated through the earth, shaking the very foundations of the tunnel. The walls trembled, threatening to collapse upon us. Panic seized our hearts, and we quickened our pace, our breaths ragged in our ears. The tunnel seemed to stretch endlessly, its twists and turns mirroring the labyrinthine depths of our own fears. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, we emerged from the depths of the tunnel into an underground chamber, a hidden sanctuary where Dr. Ravenscroft carried out his malevolent experiments. The sight before us was both awe-inspiring and terrifying. A sprawling laboratory filled with futuristic equipment and containment cells, each housing a grotesque hybrid creature. As we cautiously made our way through the chamber, our eyes locked on one particular cell. Inside, a creature writhed in pain and agony, its features a grotesque amalgamation of human and alien traits. It was a living testament to the twisted mind of Dr. Ravenscroft, a testament to the atrocities he had committed in the name of his abominable experiments. But our focus remained resolute. We had to find Dr. Ravenscroft and put an end to his reign of terror. We followed a trail of blood-stained footprints, the only indication of his presence within the labyrinthine depths of the laboratory. Each step brought us closer to our final confrontation, to the unraveling of the grand conspiracy that had torn our lives apart. As we ventured deeper into the heart of the laboratory, the air grew heavy with anticipation. We could sense that we were being watched, that the walls themselves held secrets waiting to be revealed. But we pressed on, refusing to be deterred by the encroaching darkness. And then, in a dimly lit chamber, we found him. Dr. Alexander Ravenscroft, the mastermind behind it all. He stood before us, a twisted smile on his face, his eyes burning with a fanatical zeal. He reveled in the suffering he had wrought, basking in the power he had harnessed. With gritted teeth and trembling hands, we confronted him, our voices laced with determination. We demanded answers, demanded justice for the lives he had destroyed. But Dr. Ravenscroft only laughed, a chilling, maniacal sound that reverberated through the chamber. "You think you can stop me?" he sneered, his voice dripping with disdain. "You're nothing but insignificant pawns in a grand cosmic design. Your resistance is futile." But we refused to be silenced. With every ounce of strength we possessed, we fought against him, battling both physical and psychological barriers. The room became a battlefield, a symphony of chaos and desperation. We were driven by a fierce love for one another, a love that transcended the boundaries of reality itself. And in that final, climactic struggle, as the walls crumbled around us and the world teetered on the edge of oblivion, we emerged victorious. Dr. Ravenscroft was defeated, his malevolent plans exposed to the light of day. The reign of terror that had held us captive was finally broken. As we emerged from the ruins of the laboratory, the weight of our experiences still clung to our souls. We had endured unimaginable horrors, confronted the unfathomable, and emerged forever changed. The scars would remain, etched deep within our beings. But we were free. Free from the clutches of the aliens. Free from the grip of Dr. Ravenscroft. Our journey had come to an end, but the echoes of our harrowing ordeal would forever reverberate through our lives. The shadows of the past would linger, a constant reminder of the terrors we had faced. But we would face the future together, hand in hand, drawing strength from our resilience and the love that had guided us through the darkest of nights. As the dust settled and the echoes of our final confrontation with Dr. Ravenscroft faded, Sarah and I stood amidst the ruins of the laboratory. The air was heavy with a mix of relief and lingering dread, our bodies still trembling from the intensity of the battle we had fought. But even in our victory, a sense of unease settled over us, for there was still one final revelation to be unveiled. With a weary determination, we began to sift through the debris of the laboratory, searching for any remnants of the twisted experiments and the answers that had eluded us for so long. It was then that I discovered a hidden door concealed behind a bookshelf, a portal to the darkest recesses of Dr. Ravenscroft's secrets. As we stepped into the hidden chamber, a chill ran down my spine. The room was adorned with occult symbols, ancient texts, and relics of a forbidden knowledge. The air seemed to crackle with an otherworldly energy, as if the very walls of the chamber held secrets waiting to be whispered. Amongst the artifacts, we found a weathered journal, a chronicle of Dr. Ravenscroft's descent into madness and his unholy alliance with the extraterrestrial beings. The pages revealed a shocking truth that surpassed our darkest nightmares. Dr. Ravenscroft, once a respected scientist, had willingly embraced the alien presence, driven by a twisted desire for power and immortality. The journal spoke of an ancient ritual, a convergence of cosmic forces that would grant him unimaginable power. The alignment of the stars, the convergence of dimensions, it was all part of a malevolent plan to reshape reality itself. And at the center of this plan stood Sarah, a chosen vessel, a key to unlock the secrets of the universe. Terror gripped my heart as I realized the extent of Dr. Ravenscroft's sinister ambitions. Sarah had been taken not only as a pawn in his experiments, but also as a vessel for the very forces that threatened to unravel existence itself. We were caught in a web of cosmic manipulation, and the revelation weighed heavily upon our souls. But even in the face of this revelation, we refused to succumb to despair. We knew that our fight was not over, that the battle against the encroaching darkness had just begun. Armed with this newfound knowledge, we set out to uncover the true nature of the impending convergence and find a way to thwart Dr. Ravenscroft's plan. Through ancient texts and hidden manuscripts, we pieced together the fragments of forgotten lore. We sought out those who held fragments of the puzzle, individuals who had encountered the otherworldly beings and lived to tell the tale. The closer we came to the truth, the more the world around us seemed to unravel. Reality itself became a malleable construct, shifting and warping under the weight of the cosmic forces at play. As our journey unfolded, we discovered a hidden society, an ancient order dedicated to preserving the fragile balance between dimensions. Known as the Custodians, they possessed knowledge that could aid us in our struggle against the impending convergence. With their guidance, we embarked on a perilous mission to gather the artifacts and perform a counter-ritual, one that would ensure the dimensional boundaries remained intact. The path ahead was treacherous, fraught with unseen dangers and sinister adversaries. We faced trials that tested our courage and resolve, with the very fabric of reality threatening to unravel around us. But fueled by a relentless determination, we pressed on, knowing that the fate of not only our world but countless others hung in the balance. As the days turned into nights and the convergence drew near, the Custodians guided us through ancient rituals and mystic incantations. The weight of our responsibility pressed upon us, the burden of being the only hope to prevent the cataclysm that awaited. Finally, on the eve of the cosmic alignment, we stood at the convergence point, a place where the fabric of reality grew thin. The forces of darkness swirled around us, their insidious whispers threatening to shatter our resolve. With the artifacts gathered, we began the counter-ritual, reciting the ancient incantations and invoking the powers that bound our worlds together. The air crackled with energy as the ritual reached its climax, the cosmic forces swirling in a frenzied dance. The very fabric of reality seemed to tremble, on the brink of collapse. And in that moment, as our voices rose in unison, a blinding light burst forth, illuminating the darkness with its brilliance. As the light subsided, we found ourselves standing in a world forever changed. The convergence had been averted, the dimensions preserved, but the scars of the battle remained. Our lives had been irrevocably altered by the horrors we had faced, the knowledge we had acquired. We knew that the otherworldly beings would forever lurk on the fringes of our reality, a constant reminder of the delicate balance we guarded. In the aftermath, Sarah and I made a solemn vow to remain vigilant, to protect the world from the encroaching darkness. Our lives had been forever entwined with the mysteries of the cosmos, and we would dedicate ourselves to ensuring that the horrors we had endured would never be unleashed upon humanity. As we looked into each other's eyes, we knew that our journey was far from over. The scars of our harrowing ordeal would forever mark our souls, but we would face the future with a renewed strength and an unyielding bond. Together, we would stand as guardians of the fragile equilibrium, ready to confront any darkness that threatened to shatter our reality once more. In the aftermath of our harrowing battle against the encroaching darkness, Sarah and I found ourselves standing at the precipice of a new mission. The revelation of the cosmic forces at play and our role in preserving the delicate balance between dimensions weighed heavily upon us. We knew that we could not face the impending threats alone. We needed allies. With a renewed sense of purpose, we set out to gather a group of individuals who shared our knowledge and understanding of the hidden world lurking just beyond human perception. We sought those who had encountered the otherworldly beings, survivors who had glimpsed the horrors that awaited us all. Our journey led us to the remote corners of the world, where whispers of ancient societies and enigmatic figures lingered in the air. We sought out those who possessed fragments of the puzzle, individuals who had dedicated their lives to unraveling the mysteries of the supernatural. Together, we would form an alliance, a united front against the encroaching darkness. Our first ally was Professor Eleanor Hawthorne, an esteemed archaeologist and expert in ancient civilizations. Her research had led her to the remnants of forgotten empires and whispered legends. With her vast knowledge of history and artifacts, she became an invaluable asset, piecing together the connections between past and present, weaving a tapestry of hidden truths. Next, we sought the expertise of Dr. Jacob Reed, a brilliant physicist whose groundbreaking theories on quantum mechanics aligned with our understanding of the cosmic forces at play. His knowledge of the intricate workings of the universe and the interplay between dimensions would prove vital in deciphering the complex rituals and phenomena we encountered. Our search for allies also led us to Claire Morgan, a former military intelligence officer with a knack for uncovering secrets. Her skills in espionage and resourcefulness made her an invaluable addition to our team. With her help, we delved into the shadowy underbelly of governments and organizations, unearthing the depths of their involvement in the otherworldly affairs. As our alliance grew, so did our understanding of the threats we faced. We discovered a clandestine society known as the Vanguard, an ancient order dedicated to preserving the balance between dimensions. They possessed a wealth of knowledge, passed down through generations, and their unwavering dedication to protecting humanity made them formidable allies. Under the guidance of the Vanguard, we honed our skills, delving deeper into the arcane arts and learning ancient rituals that would strengthen our defenses against the encroaching darkness. Each member of our alliance brought their unique expertise to the table, contributing their knowledge and unwavering determination to the cause. But as we gathered allies, we also drew the attention of those who sought to exploit the cosmic forces for their own nefarious purposes. A shadowy organization known as the Syndicate, led by a mysterious figure known only as the Overseer, had aligned themselves with the otherworldly beings. Their thirst for power and control threatened to tip the delicate balance, casting the world into chaos. Our encounters with the Syndicate were fraught with danger, their agents relentless in their pursuit to eliminate us and seize the artifacts we had gathered. We were locked in a deadly game of cat and mouse, constantly on the run, always watching our backs. The lines between ally and enemy blurred, as betrayal lurked around every corner. Amidst the chaos, Sarah and I found solace in each other's arms, drawing strength from the love that had brought us together. We knew that the challenges ahead would test our resolve and push us to the brink, but together, we were a force to be reckoned with. As we prepared for the final battle, our alliance solidified, a beacon of hope in a world on the brink of darkness. We shared our knowledge, trained together, and devised strategies to confront the looming threat. Each member brought their unique skills and unwavering determination, forging bonds that would transcend the trials we faced. The time had come to face the Overseer and his malevolent syndicate, to prevent them from harnessing the cosmic forces and unleashing untold horrors upon the world. The stage was set for a climactic showdown where alliances would be tested, sacrifices would be made, and the fate of humanity would hang in the balance. As we stood on the eve of the final battle, our hearts pounded in unison. We had gathered allies from across the globe, individuals united by a common purpose, to protect our reality from the encroaching darkness. The outcome remained uncertain, but our resolve burned bright. We were ready to face the darkness head-on, to confront the unimaginable, and to emerge victorious. The air crackled with tension as our alliance, forged in the crucible of the supernatural, stood united, poised to confront the Overseer and his malevolent syndicate. The time for shadows and whispers had passed. It was now a battle of wills, a clash between those who sought to preserve the delicate balance of existence and those who hungered for power and control. As we approached the Syndicate's hidden stronghold, a sprawling mansion shrouded in darkness, we could sense the palpable malevolence that permeated the air. The building stood as a fortress, its walls bearing witness to unspeakable deeds and the depths of human depravity. Our hearts pounded in unison, adrenaline coursing through our veins as we prepared to face our greatest challenge yet. We infiltrated the mansion, moving with a careful precision that spoke of our training and determination. Each step echoed through the silent hallways, our senses heightened to detect any hidden threat. The Syndicate's agents lurked in the shadows, their presence an ever-present reminder of the danger that awaited us. As we ventured deeper into the heart of the mansion, we encountered the Overseer, a figure cloaked in darkness, his features obscured. His voice, dripping with malice, filled the room, echoing off the walls. He reveled in our presence, knowing that our alliance was no match for the power he wielded. "You have come far, but your journey ends here," the Overseer taunted, his voice resonating with an otherworldly quality. "You cannot comprehend the depths of power at my disposal. Surrender now, and perhaps I will show you mercy." But we refused to bow to his threats. Our resolve burned brighter than ever, fueled by the knowledge that the fate of our reality hung in the balance. With unwavering determination, we stood our ground, ready to face the consequences of defying the Overseer's power. A fierce battle erupted, a whirlwind of chaos and supernatural forces clashing. Spells were cast, weapons wielded, and our allies unleashed their unique skills upon the Syndicate's agents. The mansion became a battleground, its halls echoing with the cries of the fallen and the clash of steel against steel. In the midst of the chaos, I locked eyes with the Overseer, a gaze that felt like an electric shock, his eyes burning with an insatiable hunger for dominance. I knew that defeating him would not come without sacrifice, that our determination would be tested to its limits. But I refused to waver, fueled by the love for Sarah and the desire to protect the fragile equilibrium we fought to preserve. As we clashed, the Overseer unleashed his arsenal of dark powers, shadows coiling around him, energy crackling in his fingertips. Each strike he delivered threatened to unravel the very fabric of our reality. But we countered, drawing upon our own strengths and the bonds that united us, refusing to be overwhelmed by his malevolence. In a moment of desperation, I seized an opportunity, a chance to strike a blow against the Overseer. With all my strength and determination, I launched myself at him, weapon in hand. The clash of steel rang through the room, a symphony of defiance against the encroaching darkness. The battle raged on, each blow landing with a thunderous impact. Our allies fought with unwavering resolve, their skills honed through months of preparation and training. The Syndicate's agents fell one by one, their malevolent presence extinguished with each defeat. But the Overseer remained a formidable adversary, his power seemingly endless. Just when it seemed that hope was slipping through our fingers, a surge of energy coursed through me, a surge born from the collective determination of our alliance. I channeled this newfound strength, unleashing it upon the Overseer with a ferocity born of desperation and love. In a final climactic clash, our weapons collided, their impact echoing through the room. A blinding light engulfed us, as if the very forces of creation and destruction converged in that singular moment. And then, silence. As the light subsided, the room fell into stillness. I stood before the fallen Overseer, his power diminished, his dominance shattered. The battle was won, but the scars remained, etched deep within our souls. We had emerged victorious, but at great cost. In the aftermath of the confrontation, our alliance regrouped, tending to our wounded and assessing the damage. The Syndicate had been dealt a devastating blow, its power fractured and its influence waning. We knew, however, that the fight was not over. The remnants of the Syndicate would regroup, and new threats would emerge from the shadows. But we stood united, our resolve unyielding. We had proven that the power of love, determination, and the bonds of our alliance were capable of defying the darkest of forces. As we gazed into the future, we knew that our path would be fraught with challenges, mysteries, and the unending struggle to protect the fragile equilibrium between dimensions. Our fight continued, for the forces that threatened our world would forever lurk in the shadows. But we faced the future with renewed strength, knowing that we were not alone. We had each other, our unwavering alliance, and the knowledge that together we could confront the darkness and ensure that the light of hope would forever prevail. As our alliance regrouped in the aftermath of our confrontation with the Syndicate and the Overseer, a sense of anticipation hung heavy in the air. The battle may have been won, but the war against the encroaching darkness was far from over. We knew that our next steps would determine the fate of our reality, whether it would be a triumph or a tragedy. In the days that followed, we delved deeper into our research, seeking any clues or remnants of the Syndicate's operations that may have eluded us. Our knowledge grew, and the pieces of the puzzle began to align, revealing a web of corruption and cosmic manipulation that reached far beyond what we had initially imagined. But with each revelation came new threats. We discovered that the Syndicate's influence extended far and wide, infiltrating governments, corporations, and even the very institutions meant to protect humanity. It became apparent that our battle against the encroaching darkness would not be limited to supernatural forces alone. There were earthly powers that sought to exploit the cosmic energies for their own gain. As tensions rose, we found ourselves entangled in a web of deceit and betrayal. We uncovered hidden moles within our alliance, individuals who had been secretly aligned with the Syndicate all along. Our once united front was fractured, trust shattered. It seemed as if the darkness had permeated even the deepest recesses of our group, but we refused to be broken. We confronted the traitors head-on, engaging in a battle that was as much psychological as it was physical. The lines between friend and foe blurred, as each encounter became a test of loyalty and resolve. The Syndicate sought to exploit our vulnerabilities, to tear us apart from within. In the midst of the chaos, Sarah and I clung to each other, our love a beacon of light in the encroaching darkness. Together we vowed to push forward, to uncover the truth and expose the Syndicate's insidious plans. The path ahead was treacherous, but our determination burned bright, fueled by the memories of the horrors we had endured and the knowledge that the fate of our reality hung in the balance. As we regrouped, we sought new allies, individuals whose unwavering loyalty and unique skills would fortify our ranks. We encountered a group of rogue hackers known as the Cybernauts, skilled in uncovering hidden information and dismantling the Syndicate's digital infrastructure. Their expertise in navigating the hidden corners of the internet and exposing corruption would prove invaluable in our quest for justice. We also sought the guidance of an enigmatic seer known as Madame Seraphine. Her connection to the spiritual realm and her ability to peer into the veiled mysteries of the universe provided us with insights and prophecies that guided our every move. Though shrouded in mystery, she became a trusted advisor, her presence an anchor amidst the chaos that threatened to consume us. Together, we formed a new alliance, forged from the ashes of betrayal and united by a shared purpose: to expose the Syndicate and safeguard the delicate equilibrium of existence. Our actions became more calculated, our strikes more precise. We infiltrated Syndicate strongholds, gathering evidence and unmasking their operatives. Each discovery brought us closer to the truth, but also deeper into the Syndicate's crosshairs. The stakes were raised as we unearthed the Syndicate's ultimate plan, a cataclysmic ritual that would unleash unimaginable chaos, tearing the fabric of reality asunder. Time grew short, and we knew that we had to strike at the heart of their operations before it was too late. Our final confrontation loomed, a battle that would determine the fate of not just our alliance, but the world itself. We gathered our forces, combining our skills and resolve, ready to face the Syndicate head-on. In the heart of their stronghold, we confronted their leader, a figure known as the Puppet Master. Cloaked in darkness, he wielded a power that seemed to transcend the realms of the supernatural and the earthly. His voice, laced with a chilling authority, filled the chamber as he revealed the true nature of his ambitions. "You fools," the Puppet Master sneered. "You think you can defy the inevitable? The convergence of dimensions is at hand, and no force in the universe can stop it. Embrace the chaos, for it is the only path to true power." But we refused to surrender to his twisted vision. With every ounce of strength and determination, we launched ourselves into the battle, engaging in a fierce clash of wills and supernatural forces. The room erupted in chaos, the clash of powers echoing through the chamber, as we fought to bring an end to the Puppet Master's reign. The battle was brutal, each strike carrying the weight of our collective desperation. Allies and enemies blurred, as individuals switched sides and loyalties were tested. But in the midst of the chaos, a glimmer of hope emerged, a ray of light that grew stronger with each passing moment. With a final surge of determination, we rallied together, combining our powers and resources to deliver a decisive blow against the puppet master. In a climactic display of strength and unity, we shattered his dominance, reducing him to a mere mortal. The battle was won, and the Syndicate's influence crumbled. But the victory came at a great cost. Our alliance had been forever changed, scarred by betrayal and sacrifice. The wounds inflicted upon our souls would take time to heal, and the memories of the horrors we had faced would forever haunt our dreams. Yet, as we emerged from the wreckage of our final confrontation, there was a sense of triumph. The Syndicate had been dismantled, their dark plans foiled. We had defied the odds and triumphed over the encroaching darkness. But our battle was not over. We understood that the forces of evil would forever lurk on the fringes of our reality, seeking to exploit the cosmic energies for their own gain. And so we stood as guardians, prepared to face whatever new threats may emerge. Our resolve burned brighter than ever, for we knew that as long as we stood together, we could face any darkness that dared to challenge the fragile equilibrium of existence. In the aftermath of our victory over the Syndicate and the Puppet Master, a heavy silence settled over our alliance. The battle had taken its toll, leaving behind a trail of destruction and scars that ran deeper than any physical wound. We had emerged triumphant, but the shadows of our harrowing ordeal clung to our souls, a constant reminder of the horrors we had faced. As we gathered amidst the ruins of the Syndicate's stronghold, the weight of our accomplishments mingled with a sense of uncertainty. The world had been spared from the cataclysmic ritual, but the aftermath left us with more questions than answers. What remained of the Syndicate? Were there other dark forces lurking in the shadows, waiting to seize the opportunity left by their demise? With cautious determination, we began the arduous task of rebuilding. Our alliance, battered but not broken, sought to restore order and protect the fragile equilibrium between dimensions. We uncovered remnants of the Syndicate's operations, dismantling their networks and exposing their corruption. But even as we celebrated these victories, we remained vigilant, knowing that darkness had a way of seeping through the cracks. The world had been scarred by the battles that had raged in its unseen corners. People whispered of the supernatural, of the horrors that lurked just beyond human perception. The line between reality and nightmare had blurred, and trust was a precious commodity. Our alliance became a beacon of hope for those who had witnessed the Syndicate's atrocities. We reached out to survivors, offering support and solace in a world forever altered. We shared our knowledge and experiences, shedding light on the hidden truths that threatened to consume us all. But even as we worked to heal the wounds of our shattered reality, a new threat emerged from the depths of the unknown. Rumors circulated of an ancient darkness, a force older and more insidious than anything we had encountered before. It seemed that with each victory, the veil between dimensions grew thinner, exposing us to even greater perils. We delved deeper into our research, scouring ancient texts and seeking the counsel of those who had glimpsed the unimaginable. Our investigations led us to remote corners of the world, where ancient civilizations held fragments of forgotten lore. It became clear that the battle we faced was not isolated. A cosmic war waged beyond human comprehension. As we uncovered the secrets of this new threat, our alliance grew stronger, forged by the trials we had endured. We sought out individuals who possessed unique skills and knowledge, recruiting them into our fold. Each addition to our ranks brought new perspectives and strengths, expanding our capabilities to confront the encroaching darkness. The enemy we faced was elusive, its tendrils reaching into the deepest recesses of our reality. It manipulated minds, twisted souls, and brought chaos to the world. Our battles became more frequent, our confrontations more dire. We faced horrors that defied explanation, ancient entities that sought to tear apart the very fabric of existence. The boundaries between dimensions blurred as we ventured into realms beyond human comprehension. We faced eldritch abominations and traversed landscapes that defied the laws of nature. The horror was relentless, threatening to consume our sanity and erode the last vestiges of hope. But we pressed on, for we understood that to falter would mean the collapse of our reality. We honed our skills, delving into the ancient arts and embracing the supernatural forces that intertwined with our world. With each victory, our resolve grew, fueled by the knowledge that we were the last line of defense against the encroaching darkness. As time passed, the remnants of the Syndicate faded into obscurity, their influence waning with each passing day. But we knew that the battle was far from over. The cosmic war raged on, and our alliance remained at the forefront of the fight. The scars of our journey remained, etched deep within our souls. The horrors we had faced would forever haunt our dreams, a constant reminder of the price we had paid. Yet we stood united, a force that defied the darkness. The world continued to teeter on the edge of the unknown, caught in a perpetual dance with the forces that sought to unravel it. But as long as we stood together, our alliance would remain a beacon of hope, a last line of defense against the terrors that lurked just beyond the veil of our perception. The battle against the encroaching darkness would endure, but we were prepared. We had faced the unimaginable and emerged stronger. Our resolve burned bright, our hearts unyielding, as we braced ourselves for the mysteries and horrors that awaited us in the ever-shifting landscape of the supernatural. And so, our journey continued, driven by an unquenchable thirst for knowledge, a relentless pursuit of justice, and an unwavering belief in the power of unity. Together, we would face the shadows, confront the unknown, and protect our reality from the encroaching darkness that threatened to consume us all. In the wake of our ongoing battle against the encroaching darkness, our alliance remained vigilant, ever watchful for the signs of a new threat. The world had become a labyrinth of shadows, where secrets and mysteries intertwined, and the very fabric of reality seemed to fray at the edges. It was in this ever-shifting landscape that we embarked on our next mission, to unravel the enigma that had plagued us for so long. Our journey led us to a remote village, nestled in the heart of a dense, foreboding forest. Legends whispered of an ancient artifact hidden within its depths, an object of unimaginable power and unspeakable horrors. As we entered the village, a sense of unease settled over us, the air heavy with the weight of untold secrets. The villagers regarded us with a mixture of fear and curiosity, their eyes haunted by the shadows that loomed just beyond their doors. They warned us of the forest's malevolence, of the dark entities that dwelled within, but we pressed on, driven by an insatiable hunger for knowledge and a determination to protect the fragile equilibrium. As we ventured into the depths of the forest, a foreboding silence enveloped us, broken only by the rustling of leaves and the distant howl of the wind. The ancient trees seemed to whisper secrets, their branches contorted into grotesque shapes that mirrored the darkness lurking within. The forest became a labyrinth of shifting paths, a maze designed to confound and ensnare. We navigated its treacherous terrain, relying on our instincts and the knowledge we had acquired. Each step forward felt like a gamble, as if the forest itself conspired to lead us astray. As we delved deeper, we encountered signs of a forgotten civilization, a crumbling altar, eerie symbols etched into decaying stone, and whispers of an ancient prophecy that foretold of an impending cataclysm. The artifact we sought was said to hold the key to understanding the cosmic forces that threatened to tear our reality asunder. But the forest did not relinquish its secrets easily. It tested us, preyed upon our fears, and twisted our perceptions. Shadows danced on the periphery of our vision, and whispers filled the air, carrying secrets we strained to decipher. We knew that we were not alone. The forest had become a playground for unseen entities, their intentions veiled in darkness. As the days turned into nights, the forest became more malevolent. Its trees seemed to come alive, their branches reaching out like gnarled hands, eager to ensnare us. The ground beneath our feet shifted, creating sinkholes that threatened to swallow us whole. And in the depths of the forest, we encountered creatures that defied explanation. Abominations spawned from the darkest recesses of the supernatural. But we pressed on, our resolve unyielding. We had faced horrors before, and this forest would not break us. With each step, we pieced together fragments of the enigma, the whispers in the wind, the symbols etched into stone, and the cryptic clues hidden within the village. It was in the heart of the forest that we finally discovered the sacred grove, a place of ancient power where the boundaries between dimensions grew thin. A sense of trepidation filled the air as we stood before the altar, the artifact we sought resting upon its weathered surface. It pulsed with an otherworldly energy, its presence both captivating and terrifying. As we approached the artifact, we could feel its power radiating through us, whispering secrets of the cosmos and the darkness that lurked beyond. We knew that unlocking its mysteries would come at a great cost, that the enigma we had dedicated ourselves to unraveling would forever change us. With a mix of fear and determination, we reached out to touch the artifact. In that instant, our senses were overwhelmed, our minds flooded with images of cosmic horrors and forgotten truths. The enigma unraveled before us, revealing a web of interconnected forces and entities that spanned dimensions. But as the secrets of the artifact were unveiled, so too were the consequences. The forest erupted in chaos, its inhabitants unleashed in a torrent of fury. Our presence had disturbed the delicate balance, and we now stood at the epicenter of an ancient struggle. We fought back the encroaching darkness with every ounce of strength and determination, wielding our knowledge and skills against the creatures that sought to tear us apart. Each strike was a battle cry, each spell a desperate plea for survival. The forest became a battlefield, where the forces of light clashed with the powers of darkness. In the midst of the chaos, we realized that the artifact was the key to restoring equilibrium. We channeled its energy, using it to push back the darkness and seal the rifts that threatened to consume our reality. But as the forest quieted and the battle subsided, we knew that our journey was far from over. The artifact had unveiled the enigma, but it had also revealed the extent of the cosmic war that raged beyond human comprehension. We understood that the struggle to protect our reality would be eternal, that darkness would forever lurk on the fringes, seeking to unravel the fragile equilibrium we guarded. As we emerged from the forest, forever changed by the enigma we had unraveled, a sense of both dread and determination settled upon us. Our journey would continue, fueled by the knowledge that the horrors we faced were but glimpses of a greater cosmic tapestry. We would stand as guardians, protectors of the fragile balance between dimensions, ready to confront the mysteries that awaited us in the ever-shifting landscape of the supernatural. Time became our greatest adversary, an unseen force that ticked away relentlessly as we battled the encroaching darkness. Our alliance had grown stronger, our knowledge deeper, but the threats we faced grew more dire with each passing day. We were locked in a race against time, for the balance of our reality hung in the delicate balance. As we delved further into the mysteries of the cosmic forces, we uncovered a prophecy, one that spoke of a cosmic convergence, an event that would reshape the very fabric of existence. The signs were aligning, and it became clear that the countdown had begun. We had to act swiftly, for the fate of our reality depended on it. Our investigations led us to a hidden temple nestled atop a treacherous mountain peak. Legends whispered of a sacred artifact that could alter the course of the convergence. It was said to possess the power to tip the scales in favor of light or darkness, a power that both terrified and intrigued us. With a sense of urgency, we ascended the perilous slopes, each step a battle against exhaustion and the elements. The mountains seemed to conspire against us, its icy winds and treacherous terrain a constant reminder of the forces that sought to impede our progress. But we pressed on, driven by a determination that burned bright within our hearts. As we reached the summit, a sense of foreboding settled upon us. The temple stood before us, its ancient stone pillars weathered by time and secrets. We entered cautiously, our senses heightened, acutely aware of the magnitude of what lay before us. The interior of the temple was bathed in an ethereal light, casting long shadows that danced upon the walls. Symbols and glyphs adorned every surface, their meanings lost to time. It was a place steeped in mystery and power, a place where our race against time would reach its climax. As we ventured deeper into the temple's depths, we encountered trials and tests that pushed our resolve to its limits. Puzzles demanded our wit, and riddles tested our understanding of the cosmic forces at play. The temple seemed alive, its ancient mechanisms shifting and adjusting as we navigated its treacherous corridors. Each challenge brought us closer to the artifact, but also closer to the edge of our sanity. Whispers filled the air, as if the very walls of the temple taunted us with secrets too terrible to comprehend. Shadows flickered in our peripheral vision, their movements elusive and unsettling. It was a constant battle to distinguish reality from illusion. With each step, the pressure mounted. We knew that time was running out, that the convergence drew near. The forces of darkness sought to exploit the impending event, to tip the balance in their favor, and plunge our reality into eternal chaos. We had to reach the artifact before they did. Finally, we stood before the sacred chamber that housed the artifact. A room bathed in an eerie glow, its energy pulsating in rhythm with our racing hearts. The artifact lay upon a pedestal, its ethereal beauty and unfathomable power undeniable. It beckoned to us, demanding a choice that would determine the course of the convergence. But as we reached out to touch the artifact, we were met with a horrifying revelation. A traitor from within our ranks had struck, seizing the artifact before our eyes. Betrayal coursed through our veins, mixing with the fear and determination that fueled our every step. A chase ensued, a desperate race against time and treachery. Through the corridors of the temple, we pursued the traitor, our footsteps echoing through the ancient halls. Each turn brought us closer to the truth, closer to the answers we sought. As we finally cornered the traitor, a battle of wills and powers erupted. Spells were cast, weapons clashed, and the temple quaked with the sheer force of our confrontation. The stakes had never been higher. Our reality teetered on the edge, awaiting the outcome of this pivotal moment. In the climax of the battle, we managed to wrest control of the artifact from the traitor's grasp. The power surged through us, a potent mixture of hope and dread. With a final act of defiance, we harnessed the artifact's energy, unleashing a force that reverberated through the temple. The convergence was upon us, the fabric of reality trembling with anticipation. Time seemed to slow as we wielded the artifact, making a choice that would reverberate across dimensions. In that moment, our fate intertwined with the fate of the universe itself. With a surge of energy, we directed the artifact's power towards the convergence, using its immense potential to restore balance and harmony. The forces of darkness recoiled, their plans disrupted by our resolute action. The convergence shifted, its cataclysmic potential dampened by our intervention. As the artifact's energy subsided, the temple fell into silence, a stillness that held the weight of the world. We emerged from the chamber, weary yet triumphant. Our race against time had been won, and the delicate equilibrium of existence had been preserved. But the battle was not over. We knew that the forces of darkness would forever seek to unravel the fabric of reality, to tip the balance back in their favor. Our alliance remained strong, united in our resolve to protect our reality from the encroaching darkness. As we descended the mountain, the world around us seemed to breathe a sigh of relief. The threat of the convergence had passed, but the future remained uncertain. We carried the weight of our experiences, our scars a constant reminder of the horrors we had faced. With each passing day, we prepared for the battles yet to come, knowing that the forces of darkness would forever lurk on the fringes. But we stood as guardians, protectors of the fragile equilibrium between dimensions, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. Our race against time had left us forever changed, but it had also forged our alliance into an unbreakable bond, a beacon of hope in a world forever on the precipice of darkness. We would remain vigilant, for the encroaching shadows could never truly be extinguished. The weight of our battles and the relentless pursuit of equilibrium had brought us to the precipice of the final confrontation. The encroaching darkness had gathered its strength, coalescing into a formidable force that threatened to shroud our reality in eternal night. The time had come to face our ultimate nemesis, the embodiment of cosmic malevolence. As our alliance assembled, we could feel the tension in the air, a palpable electricity that mirrored the magnitude of what lay ahead. We had prepared for this moment, honed our skills, and fortified our resolve. But still, a sense of unease settled upon us. For we knew that the final battle would test us like no other. Our journey led us to a desolate plane, a realm that existed between dimensions, where the forces of light and darkness clashed in a never-ending struggle. The environment itself seemed to reflect the turmoil that churned within our souls. Barren landscapes, swirling storms, and a pervasive sense of impending doom. As we ventured deeper into the plane, the darkness became more tangible, seeping into our very essence. Whispers echoed through the empty air, carrying promises of power and destruction. Shadows danced on the periphery of our vision, their movements taunting and elusive. We knew that the ultimate confrontation awaited us, lurking just beyond the veil of our perception. Finally, we stood before the Citadel of Shadows, an imposing fortress that loomed like a sentinel of darkness. Its obsidian walls seemed to absorb the feeble light that dared to penetrate its depths, rendering it an abyss of despair. It was here that our nemesis awaited, the embodiment of all that sought to unravel the fragile equilibrium of existence. With trepidation and determination, we breached the fortress's defenses, stepping into the heart of the citadel. Its corridors twisted and shifted, a labyrinth designed to confound and ensnare. Whispers followed us, as if the very walls taunted our presence, tempting us to succumb to the darkness within. As we pressed forward, we encountered the first wave of our nemesis's minions, a legion of grotesque creatures spawned from the darkest corners of the cosmos. Their presence was suffocating, their malevolence suffusing the air. We fought with every ounce of strength and skill, our weapons clashing against the abominations that sought to halt our progress. With each victory, the path became clearer, our determination burning brighter. The fortress's depths were a maze of challenges and illusions, designed to test our resolve and unravel our sanity. But we pressed on, guided by the unwavering belief that our unity and purpose would ultimately prevail. As we approached the heart of the citadel, we could feel the presence of our nemesis, a malignant force that permeated the very fabric of the plane. Its power was overwhelming, a tidal wave of darkness threatening to consume all in its path. But we stood resolute, ready to face our ultimate test. In the final chamber, we confronted our nemesis, a figure cloaked in shadows, its form shifting and undulating with a primordial energy. Its voice echoed through the room, a chilling chorus of whispers that reverberated in our minds. "You have fought valiantly, but you cannot comprehend the true depths of power that lie before you," our nemesis hissed, its voice laced with derision. "Embrace the darkness, surrender to the chaos, and I will spare you from the inevitable annihilation that awaits." But we refused to yield. The horrors we had faced, the sacrifices we had made, had forged an unbreakable resolve within us. We knew that surrender would condemn our reality to eternal darkness. With hearts aflame, we unleashed our collective strength, a barrage of light and determination that cut through the encroaching shadows. The battle raged on, a tempest of supernatural forces clashing in a cataclysmic display of power. Spells were cast, weapons wielded, and the very foundations of the citadel shook under the weight of our confrontation. The nemesis unleashed its arsenal of darkness, seeking to unravel our unity and consume us in its malevolent embrace. In the midst of the chaos, our nemesis revealed its true form, a monstrous entity born from the darkest depths of the cosmos. Its presence was overwhelming, its power threatening to obliterate our very essence. But we refused to be broken. With every ounce of strength, we fought back, defying the tendrils of darkness that threatened to ensnare us. In a moment of desperation, we channeled the knowledge and power we had acquired on our arduous journey. We drew upon the very essence of the cosmic forces that flowed through us, harnessing their energy in a final, climactic assault. The nemesis faltered, its form shuddering under the weight of our combined might. With one last surge of determination, we delivered a final blow, a strike that pierced the heart of our nemesis. Darkness erupted in an explosion of raw energy, reverberating through the citadel and the plane itself. The fortress crumbled, its walls crumbling like a paper-thin facade as the nemesis dissipated into nothingness. Silence fell upon the plane, a silence that held the echoes of our victory and the weight of the sacrifices we had made. The battle was won, the encroaching darkness vanquished. But our souls bore the scars of the confrontation, a constant reminder of the horrors we had faced. As we emerged from the remnants of the citadel, a sense of both relief and melancholy settled upon us. Our nemesis had been defeated, but the cosmic war would continue. We understood that the forces of darkness would forever seek to unravel the fragile equilibrium we had fought to protect. But we stood as guardians, protectors of our reality, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. The final confrontation had tested our resolve, our unity, and our faith in the power of light. We emerged stronger, our alliance forged in the crucible of cosmic battles. As we gazed into the future, we knew that our journey was far from over. The horrors we had faced were but glimpses of the greater cosmic tapestry, and the forces of darkness would forever lurk on the fringes of our reality. But we remained steadfast, ready to confront the mysteries and horrors that awaited us in the ever-shifting landscape of the supernatural. The echoes of our triumph in the final confrontation still resonated within us, but there was no time to revel in our victory. The forces of darkness, though weakened, remained a relentless threat, ever eager to tip the scales in their favor. We knew that our last stand was imminent, a battle that would determine the fate of our reality once and for all. Our alliance regrouped, battle-worn yet unwavering in our resolve. We gathered in a hidden stronghold, a bastion of light amidst the encroaching shadows. It was here that we prepared for our final confrontation, a showdown that would test our strength, our courage, and the depths of our conviction. As we fortified our defenses, the world around us grew increasingly ominous. The skies darkened, as if the very heavens mourned the impending battle. The air crackled with a sense of foreboding, and whispers carried on the wind, promising both destruction and salvation. Our nemesis had assembled its formidable army, a legion of nightmarish creatures, twisted and corrupted by the forces of darkness. They awaited us, lurking in the shadowy recesses beyond our stronghold. But we would not cower. We stood ready to face them, knowing that this battle would be our final stand. As the darkness descended upon us, we stepped out of the stronghold, our hearts pounding with a mixture of fear and determination. The battlefield was a tableau of chaos and despair, a landscape marred by the scars of previous battles. The air was thick with the stench of malevolence, a tangible reminder of the forces we were about to face. The first wave of darkness surged towards us, a writhing mass of grotesque creatures, their eyes gleaming with an unholy hunger. We met them head-on, our weapons clashing against their twisted forms. Spells were cast, illuminating the battlefield with bursts of light, while darkness clawed at our defenses, seeking to extinguish the flame of hope within us. With each passing moment, the battle intensified. The clash of steel and the crackle of arcane energy reverberated through the air. We fought with a desperate ferocity, knowing that the fate of our reality hung in the balance. Our unity was our strength, a collective force that defied the encroaching darkness. But the forces of darkness were relentless. They adapted to our tactics, exploiting our weaknesses and pressing against our defenses. Their onslaught seemed unending, their numbers seemingly replenished with every fallen comrade. We were locked in a struggle of attrition, fighting against an enemy that sought to erode our resolve. Amidst the chaos, we faced personal trials and tribulations. Friends fell, their sacrifices etched into our souls. We saw the horrors of war unfold before our eyes, bloodied and broken bodies, agonized cries, and the weight of loss that threatened to consume us. But we pressed on. For our fallen comrades and for the future we fought to protect. As the battle raged on, we honed our skills and discovered new depths of power within ourselves. We tapped into the very essence of the cosmic forces, channeling their energy to unleash devastating attacks against our adversaries. We fought not only with our physical prowess, but with the strength of our spirits, a resilience born from the trials we had endured. In the midst of the chaos, a realization dawned upon us. Our last stand was not merely a battle against the forces of darkness, but a battle within ourselves. A confrontation with the doubts and fears that threatened to extinguish our light. We had to confront our own shadows, our own vulnerabilities, if we were to emerge victorious. With renewed determination, we pressed forward, pushing deeper into the heart of the darkness. Our nemesis awaited us, a figure of pure malevolence, its form a swirling maelstrom of shadows. It taunted us with whispers, promising annihilation and the triumph of darkness. But we would not be swayed. We faced our nemesis head-on, our weapons and spells poised for the final clash. The battle was fierce, a storm of light and darkness colliding in a cataclysmic explosion of power. Our nemesis struck with a fury born from eons of cosmic malevolence, but we met its attacks with unwavering resolve. In a moment of clarity, I understood that our nemesis was not merely a physical embodiment of darkness, but a reflection of the doubts and fears that lurked within us all. To defeat it, we had to confront our own shadows, to embrace the light within, and banish the darkness that threatened to consume us. With a surge of energy, I channeled the collective strength and determination of our alliance. I unleashed a torrent of light, illuminating the battlefield and dispelling the shadows that clung to our souls. The nemesis recoiled, its form weakening under the onslaught of our united assault. In the final decisive blow, we unleashed a concentrated barrage of power, striking at the heart of our nemesis. Darkness shattered, dissipating into nothingness. The battlefield fell silent, the weight of our victory and the magnitude of our sacrifices settling upon us. Our last stand had been won. The forces of darkness had been vanquished, their threat extinguished. But our reality would forever bear the scars of the battles fought, the echoes of our struggles serving as a reminder of the horrors we had faced. As we stood amidst the aftermath of our final confrontation, we knew that our journey was not yet complete. The cosmic war would continue, with new challenges and unknown horrors awaiting us. But we remained united, our alliance unbreakable. a beacon of hope in a world forever on the brink of darkness. Our last stand had tested us to our limits, but it had also revealed the strength and resilience within us. We would continue to protect our reality, to stand as guardians against the encroaching shadows. The battles may change, the adversaries may shift, but our resolve would remain unyielding. The battles had been fought, the darkness had been vanquished, but the scars of our journey remained etched upon our souls. We had emerged from the cosmic war forever changed, our lives forever intertwined with the mysteries and horrors we had faced. As I reflect upon our journey, a sense of both relief and melancholy settles upon me. Our alliance had become a tight-knit family, a bond forged in the crucible of cosmic battles. We had faced the unimaginable together, defying the encroaching darkness with unwavering determination. But the price we had paid was steep: the loss of friends, the sacrifice of our own innocence, and the burden of knowledge that weighed heavy upon us. The world around us had changed, transformed by the cataclysmic events that had unfolded. The scars of battle marred the land, reminders of the horrors we had faced. But the world had also been reborn, a world where the equilibrium between light and darkness had been restored, at least for now. Yet, I cannot help but feel a sense of unease, a lingering uncertainty that lingers in the depths of my being. For the forces of darkness are relentless, forever seeking to unravel the fragile equilibrium we had fought so hard to protect. I know that our journey is not truly over, that new horrors and mysteries lie just beyond the horizon. In the aftermath of our last stand, we gathered in our stronghold, a place where light still held sway. We shared stories of our battles, our victories, and our losses. Each tale served as a reminder of the horrors we had faced and the strength we had found within ourselves. As the flames crackled in the hearth, casting dancing shadows upon our faces, we contemplated our future. The cosmic war had taught us that our reality was a delicate tapestry, a fragile equilibrium that required eternal vigilance. We understood that our role as protectors and guardians would be ongoing, that we must remain ever watchful against the encroaching darkness. But amidst the uncertainty, a flicker of hope burned within us. We had seen the resilience of the human spirit, the capacity for light to triumph over darkness. And we knew that as long as we stood united, our alliance would serve as a beacon of hope, a testament to the indomitable nature of the human soul. As the days turned into weeks, and the weeks into months, we continued our watch, prepared for the battles yet to come. We honed our skills, deepened our knowledge, and bolstered our defenses. We knew that the forces of darkness would forever lurk on the fringes, seeking to unravel the balance we had fought so hard to protect. And so our journey continues, a perpetual dance with the unknown, a never-ending struggle against the encroaching shadows. We stand as guardians, protectors of the fragile equilibrium between dimensions, ready to face whatever horrors and mysteries await us. As I gaze into the night sky, I am reminded of the vastness of the cosmos, the infinite realms and untold secrets that lie beyond our perception. I know that our reality is but a small piece of a much larger tapestry, and that our battles are but glimpses into a cosmic war that spans dimensions. But I also know that within the darkness, there is light, a glimmer of hope that can pierce even the deepest shadows. And so, we press on, armed with the knowledge that our resolve is unyielding, our determination unwavering. The cosmic war may forever continue, but as long as there is light, there is hope. We will stand firm, shoulder to shoulder, ready to confront the mysteries and horrors that lie ahead. For we are the guardians of the equilibrium, the protectors of our reality, a force that will forever resist the encroaching darkness. And in the depths of our souls, we carry the stories of our battles, the tales of our triumphs and sacrifices. These stories will be whispered through the ages, passed down as cautionary tales and reminders of the eternal struggle that defines our existence. So let the mysteries and horrors come, for we are prepared. Our journey continues, as does the cosmic war, and we will forever stand as the guardians of the equilibrium. Our story reaches its chilling end, but the fear doesn't stop here. Don't forget to subscribe to Spooky Nightmares for more bone-chilling tales. Stay tuned, and until next time, sleep with one eye open.